Hello Blunderheads, my name is Nahuel Belich and I'm speaking to you from Argentina. In this quick video tip, we are going to see how to cache, prefetch or buffer, yes, our node composition sequence. This is going to be a quick video. We are going to see how to cache our composition and a few workarounds to several problems that you may have trying to configure Blender to do this. Here you have this. This is going to be again complicated because I don't speak English often. I'm sorry if I go too much. Okay, this beautiful pic here with this with his wireframe is the original sequence. As you can see here, I have this connected directly to the viewer and the output and the composite node. Here is a blur and a bright contrast nodes mixed by lighten, and if you wait a second, you might realize that there you go. This blur and brightness, it does quite horrible effect, but it's a composition itself. If you are a compositor, you might do a better work than I do. I am a modeler, so it is not going to be nice. But the point of this video tip is this. As you can see here, this is playing back slowly, and I leave it playing back for a reason, and the reason is this. As you can see now, the video, the sequence, it plays back smoothly. Well, not this part especially because it wasn't cached. How do I did this? Well, I use Blender Video Sequencer Editor. As you can see here, this is a viewport. I open Video Sequencer Editor, and I have this composition cache. I'm going to quickly explain how to configure this, and then we're going to see a few workarounds for some troubles. First, you have to have your input. It doesn't need to be necessarily an image input, alright? It can be any kind of input. A scene. It could be I don't know, a picture, movie, sequence, clip, or a shade. I think it also could be used a bokeh image, if this can be animated. Yes, this can be animated. In order to do this, you have to sequence, you have your animation, you have your composition. This requires to be connected to the composite node, to the composite output. Not necessarily the viewer. The viewer is not necessary for this, but we are obliged to connect this to the composite output. Once we have our composition, we have to open the sequencer editor window, and we're going to add the scene. Alright, why a scene is in? Because if I have three different, fourth, or maybe fifth, 5, 7, 6 different scenes. I don't know, with otra is like another one. I might add otra strip, and this way combine different scenes. I don't want this in this case. I just want to add the own scene strip in order to play back the composition. So this is going to process the entire composition through the composite node. It's going to go through the scene strip and then cached into the video sequencer editor player, if we can say it that way. So this is the tip. This is how you do configure the video sequencer editor to cache your compositing nodes, and you can close this video if you want. But from now on, we are going to see some workaround for some troubles. First of all, I changed something, yes, and the sequencer may not change. As you can see here, it's the effect of the bright contrast node. It remains. Well, the video sequence editor doesn't update automatically. That's why it has this refresh sequencer button down here. If you push that button, you now see that the sequence changed and the previous cache is erased, and now you can cache again to see the new result. As you can see, I say a lot as you can see, but as you can see, the sequencer doesn't refresh but by its own, doesn't update. That's why it is this refresh sequencer button here, and you have to be aware of this, because you may work on the node editor trying to see or trying to take a look here on the visual sequence editor, the differences, the changes, and you may don't notice anything because it doesn't update, so you can't see anything. And if this is the case, you should work with background activated or an image UV viewer window and then work there. Once you got your result, there you go to the VSE and then cache the sequence. Just remember, if it doesn't update, refresh sequencer. Another problem, I got a black screen. Well, this is easy. Again, refresh sequencer. As I already mentioned, the important node here is the composite node, because it processed the composition through it. So if you doesn't have this composite node, you won't see anything. Other important thing is to have here at post-processing on the render tab, compositing activated. If you don't have compositing activated, you won't see any compositing on the visual sequence editor. Okay. Oh, RAM problem. As you may be or may not be aware, this sequencer caches to RAM, to your physical memory. So if you have low memory, in this case I'm going to set the memory load. Under Blender user preferences system, at the bottom you have sequencer clip editor, and you have here memory cache limit. I already set it up to 4 gigabytes, 40,096 megabytes. This value it's written in megabytes. If I pull down this to 25 megs, if I play back the sequence, we can see that it doesn't cache anything, or at least not much. If I pull up again this up to the limit that I wanted, I could use 2000 megs, or I know. In this case, this machine has 16 gigs of RAM, so I could use 8,000 megabytes. So in this case, it's already caching. As you may notice, you don't have to restart nor accept or give anything, click or any OK button. You just change, and Blender takes your changes at the instant. El sistema cacheo no tiene visual feedback, ya lo toqué. Sorry. Cache doesn't have visual feedback. This is important. As you may see, this section here, it's already cached, but you don't have any visual feedback, nor at the timeline, nor at the video sequencer editor, you have no kind of visual feedback of your cache sequence. If you are, I don't know, playing with particles, working with cloth or any kind of simulation, you will see at the timeline a pink line or red line, an orange line that shows you which keyframes are cached. In this case, you don't have any visual feedback, so you have to be aware. Again, taking back with the refresh sequencer button, you have to be aware where are you playing and which parts were cached. And this is some kind of user awareness, but well, it's like this. This is probably be improved in the future. And there is a little last problem. That is, first I have to explain something. You can see here that I have two video sequencer editor, and there is a why I do this in this way. I could use this button down here and have my strip window and my preview window on the same area, alright? But sometimes Blender, and especially the visual editor, likes to do things like this. You see, I took the strip menu down below, and it pops down and collapse some sort of, if I can say, I can't, or it's difficult to recover. Click there, there. And sometimes it happens the contrary, and the preview windows disappears. Or click on the plus button and pops down. So in order to do a cleaner tutorial, I separated it into two windows. This only happens when your visual sequencer editor window is small. It doesn't happen at full screen, but as you can see here, I am playing 1280 by 720 pixel wide, so it's a bit small window for this area. But let's go back to the little issue that you may have. Okay, I'm going to take this transparency window. As you can see, it's transparent right now. This is not about the bug, just a way to display the window in order to you to see a bit more clearly. Hell, I need to practice my English lots more. Okay, I'm going to do a monkey here. I just open a 3D window, not a monkey, to have something to work with. And I am also realizing that I also say too much too. Probably it's my own problem. Okay. When you have when you add a strip, all right, a scene strip, by default, at least on Windows, and this is something that confused me a bit because we tested on a Linux OS and didn't have the same configuration. You will have this option. Let's close all these. Close. You will have this option, the Sim Preview Render, OpenShield Preview, unchecked. If you have this unchecked, you will see the composite result. If you are using nodes to do a composition that you probably want to do if you are doing composition, and this tutorial is about to caching composition, so you probably want to be using nodes and do some kind of compositing. And this OpenGL preview, it's unchecked, and you will see the result. If this is checked, what you are going to see is the result of the camera, of the 3D camera. And on a Linux-based system, the problem that we have is that this option was ticked by default. So we thought that it was an issue, but it's really that we only need to uncheck this this box. Why I did talk about this different BSE windows? Because here, as you saw before, I have a stripped window, and under a stripped window you don't have that option. So if you are looking for that option and your BSE window is a stripped window, you won't have that option. On the contrary, if you have a preview, I type sequencer view, views on the video sequencer editor, you will find it. And also you will find it if you have the mixed view of the sequencer video editor. Video sequencer editor, I'm sorry. So be aware that if you see your 3D scene, to check this OpenGL preview box, to uncheck it, and you will find it only on the mixed option of displaying, or at the preview displaying of the visual editor, video sequencer editor, sorry. I'm sorry. So I hope that this tutorial, this tip, it would be useful enough and not much confusing because of my accent. And I guess this is all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for not closing it or throwing any content object at me. And see you next time. Bye.